Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Adult Game Reviews. We have the first review of 2025, and it's Hillside by Darkblue. It took me approximately 15 hours for one playthrough. It's also available on PC, Mac, and Android, and I got it for a $5 subscription on Darkblue's Patreon. Okay, so Hillside reminds me of the 2015 movie Room and Beverly Hills 90210 combined. 90210 isn't a show that I ever saw, but I know it's a soap opera set in Beverly Hills, so...
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Oh, and I'm not talking about The Room.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
But Room. More on that later. In Hillside, you play the ex-soldier turned bodyguard who gets a job offer from the most famous supermodel in the industry to protect her 18-year-old daughter from a stalker. The MC swore he would never return to the cesspool of humanity, but this one's personal. Visually, Hillside looks quite good. You see the common brightening of the characters' faces, but not in all situations. I don't find it over the top, and I actually quite like the renders and the character models. In a VN where you have professional models walking around, you better have some attractive characters, and I think Darkblue did a pretty good job here. As far as audio, there are minor sound effects here and there, but this is mostly a silent VN. This is one of the two main issues with Hillside. In this way, it reminded me of Intertwine, which is also a silent VN. However, I do think Intertwine made it work. Intertwine is more of a slice of life, where Hillside is more of a melodrama. So I do think the lack of music hurt the VN, especially during the emotional charged scenes. Some music in more of the dramatic scenes would have really tipped those scenes from good to great. Hi everyone, I just want to ask you all to like the video and subscribe if you aren't. I'm recovering from the flu, so hopefully it's not too obvious in this video. I have a lot of cool stuff planned over on my Patreon and Subscribestar, so check those out over on my link tree in the description. I will also be streaming more over on Picardo.tv, so check me out on over there. I'm putting together a streaming schedule soon, so hopefully you can stop on by. Thanks all. Let's get back to Hillside. Now onto the story, and this is the draw of Hillside, but it's not perfect. The whole plot of Hillside is about dealing with past demons and trying to pull yourself out of your past traumas. You have to protect Emma, the 18-year-old daughter of Charlotte, from a stalker. What you don't know is this is the start of a greater conspiracy. The story kind of pushes you into primary, secondary, and tertiary love interests. I played through Hillside 3 times, and everyone really wants you to be with Charlotte, the heavily damaged but beautiful, kind supermodel. However, there is no spicy content on her path at all at this point.
None, zero, zilch, zippity-doo-dah.
While this is frustrating from the standpoint that there are slow burns and then there's Charlotte,
Today, Junior?
it does kind of make sense based on her past. It would feel out of place if things moved a lot faster with Charlotte, and I would be criticizing that because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if that were to happen. Then there's Lucy, Charlotte's sister and manager. She has always felt like she is hiding in her sister's shadow and no one actually likes her, and they just use her to get to her sister. There is spicy content on Lucy's path, but like some of the tertiary spicy content, what you see is super fast, like 45 seconds everyone leaves disappointed fast.
All I need is 5 minutes.
While there are very minimal choices, the choices do matter based on what path you choose. I have a feeling that choices will matter more in future updates, but I could be wrong. Like most slice of life VNs, the writing is very important, and in Hillside, it's quite good. The story can be paced slowly at times while you're building relationships and just feeling like a spectator into the life of this rich but damaged family. One reason why Hillside reminded me of Room from 2015. If you're not familiar with Room, the winner of 9 Canadian Screen Awards, Room is about a woman who is kept prisoner and has a kid while in confinement. And I seriously had to ask myself if Emma might actually be more sheltered than the kid born in Room. She might be 18 in age, but it's ongoing storyline that she's basically 12 mentally. She is so sheltered that it's a tad unbelievable. But through your white knighting, you're trying to change that. This is really what your job is in Hillside. You help everyone emotionally, and while you're at it, you bodyguard. But you're kind of a shitty one.
Damn, I'm really not good at this job, huh?
You're good at punching guys in the face, but not really actually bodyguarding. I mean, for the first week, you're basically confined to your room. No real bodyguard would allow that to happen. Now, this is addressed, but that made me scratch my head a bit. So while I found a few plot holes in the story itself, I do find the characters likable and the story was interesting, especially when focusing on the unfolding conspiracy. So breaking this down, if you're a pure lover of VNs, you will likely think Hillside is great. The story is engaging and there's quite a bit of story there. The characters are well developed and likable for the most part. However, there's some plot holes here and there, so you do have to suspend some disbelief when it comes to Emma and you being a professional bodyguard. However, the biggest negatives are really the lack of any real spicy content. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes of spicy content in 15-ish hours?
Well, I'm
not satisfied.
Also, the update and release schedule is very slow. Version 0.7 was released in 2020, with version 0.15 released in May of 2024. So 4 years for 7.5 updates? I know the developer had a tragedy in his family, and I want to wish him my condolences. However, even before that, it seemed like he is pretty burned out, mostly from his past Patreon posts, so I wouldn't expect Hillside to complete for a long time. I personally really enjoyed Hillside, but kind of in a summer's gone kind of way. I have way too many questions that give me a bit of pause before jumping back in. So for me, this is a wait. However, if you just love VNs and you don't care that the story may not complete for a very long time, then go ahead and check it out for $5. For me, it will likely be a couple of years before I give Hillside another look. I want to thank all my backers, and if you haven't seen my end of the year tier list, you can check that out right here. Thanks again. Until next time.